Saxon warrior destined to be a champion for the ages and a national treasure for all time.
Hey everybody, how you doing? I just looked at this title and it looks so stupid. It looks like I'm just showing off Tainted Grail monsters painted in Sundrop. I got to change that title. We are going to be painting in Sundrop, showing you how to paint Sundrop. I did that video not too long ago, and a lot of people ask a lot of questions because they seemed very confused by what I was doing. Maybe I didn't do it right. Maybe I didn't showcase it correctly. So I figured I'd come on live and I'd be able to answer any questions that you have. Monster, what's up? And kind of show you how to do different things, how easy this is to really bring this out. It's not a complicated process and anybody can do it. And you can get all this at Miniature Market, or you can go, if you want cheap brushes, go to a Hobby Lobby or a Michael's. Joann's I don't suggest, and things like that. I was going to play something live today because the Queen's away, but I wanted to finish this up. And last night I've been spending a lot of time with Descent, and I want to spend as much time as I can over the weekend and Monday, and then kind of film that review on Tuesday and probably have it come out maybe either Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not rushing it. I want to make sure that I really give you guys all the correct information, unlike some of the marks that have put out information already. You know, with 120 subscribers, another guy with like 800, and criticizing what I said. Well, let me tell you something. Don't throw rocks at a man with a machine gun. It's a big mistake for you. I think people were making it harder than it was. Yeah, they were really making it harder than it is. And I want to show you, and I'm going to show you some different things that I kind of figured out that I could do to kind of get different variances, if you like. There's different ways to do certain things. You know, you can really mess around with this and have a lot of fun. The thing is learning the control of the brush. Okay, so we got a very big week. We got Shadows of Brimstone. We've got the review of Descent, Legends of the Dark. And then, oh boy, I forgot about the Dungeons and Dragon thing. Oh yeah. We got a lot of videos out. And actually, if you really think about it, we did another 8-9 videos this week. I mean, for one guy, we try to do a lot. That's why a lot of people ask, hey, you know, you got a lot, you know, when are you going to get to this game or that game? You know, I'm one guy. I try my best. We'll get to it. I promise you. We'll get to it. It's just we do things in my own time. And we try to make it as enjoyable as we can. If you're unhappy here, hey, there's plenty of places to go. There's plenty of good people out there. You know, my boy Mike, King Average. Nice guy. I like that guy. Matter of fact, I got to talk to him very soon about a few things. You know, we got a lot of people. We got Dale. We got the kid over at McGuire. A lot of good people out there that you guys should be following and keeping up with. All right, let's go down to the table. I'm going to show you. I got two different angles depending on how I'm painting. So we're going to go with that. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me because I'm going to move this microphone a little bit. And we are going to more concentrate on, yeah, there we go. So, you know, again, you know, I got this guy drying. All right, I wanted to get this started because I want to show you how you can two-tone things and things like that. This is not hard. Now listen to me. And listen to me, I'm going to come back up for a second, just for a second, and I want to talk just Sundrop, okay? We're doing Tainted Grail. We're going to make sure that we do this completely, and it looks fantastic. I want to do it in the Sundrop because I think it really works that way. This isn't a game that you really have to paint all the figures and go overboard. That'll look nice, but I think because of how dark the game is, the Sundrop really, really works in a game like this. The other thing I want to point out is, oh God, I'm still going through this thing where I just lose my train of thought. Let me just take a sip here real quick. I want to show you how easy this is, okay? These companies want you to pay, and especially if you went that play premium thing for Fantasy Flight. They did the same Sundrop thing where they gave you the bigger things and they were painted Sundrop. All it is a wash. You're going to pay ridiculous amounts of money, okay, when you can do this for under 20 bucks. All right? Because right here, these brushes, you get about 10 of them at Hobby Lobby for about $4.99. And sometimes they have sales on these. On the let me get my glasses because I want to make sure I give you the right thing. The Fine Touch. The Fine Touch, you can get these. These are perfect for what we're doing. They're usually $4 to $5.99, and then a lot of times they're 50% off. So I mean, what are you paying? $3 for about 10 brushes? And then if you go to Miniature Market, I mean, if you go into a hobby store, you're going to pay $7.50 for a big container of Newell oil, or what I like to use is Agrath Earthshade. These are some little ones that I'm just using up. All right. But if you get them on our friends, if they have them at Miniature Market, you're going to pay less than that. You're going to pay $5. No sound for you? No, we got sound. Yeah, it's not us. I'm not getting caught up in that because I can see my sound and I've been checking it all. All right, so again, you buy a bunch of different colors, and if you go with the quick shade or the strong tones from our friends at Army Painter, or you get a whole paint set where it comes with a whole bunch of things. You're going to be seeing a video on this, I believe, tomorrow, if I'm not 100% correct. Yeah, I think you're going to see that tomorrow. It comes with a bunch of strong skin washes, dark skin washes, and things like that. And you get paints with it. So, I mean, there are a ton of fantastic things out there to help you get through this and really work your way in here to do this. And then it's just learning control. And I'm going to show you that today. And then I think you'll be ready to go. And you can paint as much as you want in Sundrop. It could be your nemesis. It could be any game that you feel. Now, the first thing that we're going to talk about is primer. All right, and let's go to this camera for now. All right, all I used is a matte white primer from Army Painter. All right, just sprayed it on, nice and easy. Okay, get it on there. Stay about 6 to 8 inches back, maybe a little bit more. Let it just land on there nicely nice, and then you're off and running. Okay. Then, depending on what you want to do here, okay, like I'm going to go with an Agrath Earthshade for this guy right here. Okay. All right, that works for me. That works for me. And I'm just going to get a good amount on my brush. All right. Really want to get a good amount. All right, this brush is too small. I want the bigger brush. And then all we're going to do is we're going to work this in here. All right. Matter of fact, I'm going to clean off this brush. Push this off to the side because I want to use the other brush. All right, here we go. I like this one bigger. Big as a brush as you want, okay? All right. And all I want to do is just get that on there. The key here is not to let it just pile up like that, but to move it around, okay? Make sure that you get into those recesses and work this around a bit, okay? You may need to go over it again in certain areas because it will recede on you. All right, I don't know why. It just does that. But that's a problem that you will face no matter what you're painting. All right, and then I'm just working this in here. Really just taking my time, getting it in there. All right. And I'm going to show you a few things here, and we're going to talk about this a little bit more. You really want to get that in there, okay? Don't worry about how much you get on your brush. It's how much you spread around. All right? And you want to make sure that you get all those white areas, okay? You want to make sure that you get it in there. All right? And really work it in there. And it's going to take a little bit of work, okay? But it's about the payoff, isn't it? Right? It's about how it pays off, okay? And sometimes you're going to have it a little heavy, and you're going to just want to make sure that you're always constantly moving it around, moving it around. I mean, why pay for this stuff when you can do it yourself cheaply? Whoa, 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 whoa. Good thing this is a almost used up bottle. That's the problem. I'm a loose cannon right now because of my hands. Alright, I'm going to drop things. I'm going to have a tough time here. That's alright. That's alright. Alright. You want to make sure you get the undercarriage. Because if you see any white, it loses the whole effect. It really does. If you see any white shine through, okay, you're going to lose the entire effect that you are trying to create. Alright. You want this, like, you know, this dark forbidding, and you have to have good models to do this. You really, really, really do. You really do. There we go. Make sure, and you know, I'm just taking my time. I'm moving everything around. Like, I'm checking underneath. I'm making sure I'm not missing anything there. I'm checking these legs, checking them twice. Gonna find out if they're naughty or nice. You know, do you realize that you know, we're in the 8th month of this year? I mean, isn't that crazy? That's craziness. Okay? 8th month of this year. Alright? Christmas is only 4 months away. Of course, my wife is getting jacked up because you know what Hallmark does. Oh, thank God I got earphones. Thank God I got earphones. Alright. Do you see what we're getting here? Do you see the effect? Do you see how that just jumps out? And again, move it around. Make sure that you get that wash into those recesses. Alright, look, there's a spot I missed here. Shame on me. Shame on me. What am I doing? I'm going to work this in here, and then I'm going to come up through the tail. That's why you want old brushes or cheaper brushes. Don't use your good brushes doing this. Alright? Just get yourself a nice cheap set and just work this around. And there's plenty of people that do this that don't pay for that Sundrop, or maybe some people pay for it and say, you know, I just don't want to be bothered. Okay, that's all right. But you'll get more of a satisfaction in doing this yourself than anything else, folks. All right, than anything else. All right, and I'm going to show you a few things here. All right, don't think that this is just throwing some wash on here, because it primarily is. And I'm using an Agrath Earthshade from Citadel. All right, you can also, and I'm going to show you in a minute. I want to get on top here. Again, you really want to keep working this brush because it does recede a little bit, okay? And you just want to move the stuff. You don't want it to pool too much. You do want it to pool in those recesses, okay? A bit. You see how we got like his beard there, right? Right? All right, come on, dude. That I don't mind. There's certain areas that it really looks good if you put it a little bit heavier. All right. So I'm going to put that down for a second. I'm going to move this. You know, you got this also from Warp Army Painter and Vallejo. They all have different types of tones here that you're going to use. And I'm telling you that it will really stand out. Okay. So we have a strong tone here. Okay. And you can use this as well. All right. You can actually use it over some of this, and you're not even going to tell the difference. Okay. You're not even going to be able to tell the difference. Same kind of color. All right. So it's whatever's affordable for you and within your wheelhouse and what you feel comfortable with. I'm going to just work this in here a little bit. If you notice, I'm not doing the base. I want to try something here, and we're going to play around a little bit. So I got a little bit over here, so we're going to come, and boy, this snake will look kind of cool with this dark forbidding ink. All right. Let me shank this up a little bit more. There we go. And then we're going to pour a little bit more over here on the side. I'm just pouring it on top of my tray. I usually wash this tray at some point. Look at this worm thing, right? I mean, look at that. See how nice and dark that goes on there? Just as good. Just as good. Just move it around. Just move it around. All right. This is a little bit darker. Okay, because it's a stronger tone. All right. I really like this. So if you want to break it up a little bit, hey, yeah, more power to you. More power to you. You see what we're getting here? You see where we're going here? Really just making these just kind of stand out a little bit, huh? This time we're doing it live instead of taped, so I can answer any of your questions while I'm doing this, so feel free to fire away. If you have a question about this and you don't understand what's going on, it might be somebody that sees this later and goes, oh geez, you know something, that guy asked a question that I was going to ask, but thank goodness, because now I get it. All right, because it seemed like there was a lot of confusion over what I was doing, and people just didn't, you know, even though I named off all the paints and showed exactly what we were doing, and we were still getting asked the same thing. Oh, how'd you do that? Just watch the video, kind of. But hey, we're here to make sure that we can save you money. You can get this at Miniature Market. You can, wherever you want to go. If you want to go to your local game store and support them, that's fine too. But you can do this yourself. Okay, I'm going to take a whoops. And I'll show you a couple other things that I'm doing here. Christian, how are you? First of all, let me say hi to everybody. How's everybody doing this fine day? Monster, Daniel, Big Bang. How's the shoulder while painting? Still, you know something, I'm doing a lot better. I think the kickboxing has helped again. Some of the other things that I do to supplement and the wrestling and stuff like that has really helped. I've really started strengthening. I'm doing really good. I do hurt though. There are just some days that it just hurt, and I don't know why. And Tylenol don't make it go away. But you know, it's just a steady, progressive. You know, just keep fighting. Don't give up, and getting to where I need to get to. So I'm doing good. I'm doing, all in all, I'm doing good. That's all that matters. All right. So, you know, it may be boring watching this, but I want to make sure that you watch, and I explain this purposely. All right. And this will help some people that really want to do this. I mean, if you have Tainted Grail, which is a really good game, you know, it's one of those games where, you know, it had a lot of controversy along with anything else Kickstarted. Oh, it's only miniatures. Well, it's actually a pretty decent game. Actually a pretty good game. Made a ton of money. Good for Awakening Realms. And I believe Sam still works there. My old pal Sam. Which army painter shade is the closest to Citadel Agrath Earthshade? Strong Tone. I'd say Strong Tone. As I just stated a little earlier. Indra, my good friend. Hope you're doing well. We're really just working this in here. Really just trying to make things happen here. There we go. Alright. Thanks for showing up today, everybody. And hit that like button. It always helps. Always helps. I don't care what they say. It helps. So I'd appreciate that. Just shows YouTube that, you know, something. Hey, this guy thinks he knows what he's doing, when we know he doesn't. All right. If you don't want to get it all over your hands, just kind of put it there and just kind of move it around. You can paint in sections and stuff like that. However you want to do it. If you want a stronger tone here, then leave it. You see what I'm doing here? I'm just kind of piling it on a little bit. Certain areas I want that I want it to kind of pool up a little bit, like right in here. Okay, and right in there. Let's show you. See, as you turn it around, you start to see where it starts to recede a little bit, and you want to get that. You want to get that wash in there really, really well to really sell this really remarkable sculpt. I'll tell you, they did a beautiful job with this. What a beautiful game. And this is one of those games where this Sundrop thing really works. And, you know, they're talking about all these different types of games that, well, you could pay extra for the Sundrop. Why? When you could do it yourself. You can do it yourself. Oh, thank you, Christian. I appreciate that. And I'm doing this again because there were a lot of questions. And plus, I needed something to do today. This morning, I wanted to stream something this morning, because I do like doing the live content a bit. But most of my afternoon is going to be with Descent Dark, Legends of the Dark. Just going through that and making sure I have everything I need for the review that we plan on doing probably in the middle of the week. Alright, I want to make sure that we put at least 10 hours into this. Not like some guy like last night that put up a video after 3 hours of play and started calling it, oh, this is a lot of fun. Okay. Boy, I'm going to poke some holes in some things. But there's also some good points that I figured out. I mean, I can lay in bed and play the game. I did that last night. I went through the app all by myself last night. I went Sundrop for Tainted, but not for Storm Sunder, which is perfect. I will do it all the baddies, but give the characters some more color. That's a good idea, Daniel. Again, it's whatever you want to do, right? It's how do you see things? How do you want to do things, okay? You know, you can even, like this particular guy, he's kind of like a tree. I mean, if you want, you could do him green Sundrop. I'll show you how to do that. Why don't we do that? All right. We'll do that. Let me just finish this up here a little bit. All right. And you just see how that just pulls all that detail out. Really, really, really nice. I really like that. And the key is a good white mat. Now people, oh, well, you need to do this with this certain... Nah, just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Don't go crazy. And everything will work fine. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside. And I want to show you one other thing here. Because you don't have to keep everything a single color. Okay? Just because you painted one thing doesn't mean... Do you finish the process with white dry brush for highlights? If I want to... But because the Sundrop, I kind of just like leaving it the way it is. When it dries, you can see it kind of, like this one's dry. I really like how that looks. I don't think you need the white dry brush. You could. But I think it kind of takes away from things a little bit. And then all of a sudden they become white again. I like this darker feel to it. Now, I'm going to take some black, which is new oil. Okay, is this one thinner or this one? Okay, no. Why do I have two half bottles when I should just pour it into one? And what I'm going to do here is, because he's on a rocky knoll or whatever, I'm just going to paint this a little different to break up the color a little bit. All right. Let's go to our other camera here. Let's go to our other camera. If I can find... Okay, there we go. Alright, yeah, see? We're over on this side now. Alright, so I just want to get a little bit more of this. Get this on here. There we go. And all I want to do is I want to go over this with black. It doesn't take anything away. If you get it on the feet, don't worry about it. It ain't going to do anything. Alright? So now you got kind of two different shades here working. Alright? For the common goal of just giving you a different feel to it. Okay? Heck, you can do that with the figure themselves. Okay? Like my man here. Alright, I'm going to show you in a minute. Alright, look at that. So now, you take that, you got that black wash mixed in with, the black wash goes over for the stone. And then you got the brown, you know, the dark brown for the creature. Maybe you want to do the same thing here. Okay, I'm going to just let this dry for a second, and then I'll show you towards the end here. Well, I'm looking at this dude, all right, and, well, you want to know something? Let's do something a little different with him. All right, let's go just completely. Let's just do this, all right? So I want to show you how you can just color in a weird way, kind of play around with some things here, and get a different feel for everything, okay? So I'm going to come up over here, come down here, really just work this in. This doesn't take long, okay? It just takes patience, making sure that you get every spot, because if you get one iota of white pointing through, it just takes away from everything. So you see, this isn't just this really deep gray. Do you clear coat them when you are finished? Yes, I do. Matte clear coat, matte. I matte coat them. I sure do. All right. So I want to get that in here, and then I want to get that, and then in here. All right. I want to go around this base a bit. I want to make sure I get in here real good. All right. And again, this is so affordable to do. All right. And I'm going to come up through here. And I'll let this dry. And then I may even go over to another coat. All right, let's get the back end of here. All right. See how I'm not painting the guy here? No, I'll show you why. All right, so we're going to come in here. I want that to pile up in there. And there. And there's little weird things that you can do. You can take like gold and silver and just kind of highlight certain things. And you'll find that it'll really bring out certain things. You can make certain things pop if you want to. It's really up to you. Alright, so grab this guy here by his, what's left of him. And then come in through here. See, I make sure I get, you got to make sure you get everything. You miss one thing, or the wash recedes, game over, folks. Game over. Alright, I want to make sure I get in these grooves here. Alright. Alright. Alright, right. Okay. See where I'm going with this, right? Oh, in here. Take your time. Okay. First of all, this is, you're painting faster than you would normal paint something. I know it's exciting and you want to get done and you want to get everything all done and dried and say, yeah, let's play. But if you just take a little bit extra time, you're going to save yourself a heck of a lot of time later. I'm going to come over here like that. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to clear off this brush a bit. You got this human here. Say you want to just change that up a little bit, just give it a little pizzazz. Well, you can go with a Reichland Flesh Shade, which would be kind of fun. Or you can go with the Agrath Earth Shade, which works just as well. Okay, and just kind of go over this guy a little bit. Well, there you go. You got a little bit of different look to it, right? Right? Okay. Just little things. Little things. And heck, you could just kind of mix this in a little bit to get kind of this weird tone on the bottom. It's up to you. What do you want to do? What are you looking to create? What do you envision? Okay? That's what it really comes down to. What do you envision? Now I see some things that I'm going to have to touch up, but I'm going to let those dry. I'm going to let those dry. I'm going to let it dry. Alright. There we go. That's something different, right? There we go. Just go over that a couple times. And if you have to come back after it dries, go back over it. Alright, let's just move this one over here a little bit. Okay? Kind of strange. Kind of weird, right? Indra, what is the Army Painter equivalent for Citadel New Oil? It is a strong dark tone. Strong dark tone. All right, let's see what we can do here. Do I have it available to me very quickly here? Hold on, folks. No, that's not it. I should have some here. What do we got here? And yeah, there we go. There we go. All right, so we remember I said you don't have to, it doesn't have to be dark. It's what you want to do. All right, it really comes down. What do I want to accomplish? What am I trying to do? You got this kind of woodland creature with all this wood base here. Well, maybe you want to go brown on this, but you know something? You can take some of these paints. Where are we at? 32? Yeah, because we'd like to keep things under an hour. All right, so now I'm going to clear this off. Okay? And this is just me. You know, I'm trying this. I can, if I don't like it, I can just paint over it too. But the nice thing is, sometimes I just like to do things differently. Okay? That's me. All right, look at this. I like this for this woodland creature. If you have like trees and stuff like that you want to do, you want to mix it up a little bit, look at this. Look how this goes on. Okay? Can you make this work? A green Sundrop? You don't have to keep it to the same color. You know, if you want to add just enough color to mix it up a little bit, go ahead. Why not? Right? Why not? That's what we do here. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Boy, the miniature market has a nice sale coming up this week. I'm telling you guys because you guys are faithful followers of Rob's Tabletop World. So I want to make sure that you guys keep an eye out on Tuesday. I have a video going up at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard. I believe that the sale will go live at 11 Eastern, which is 10 Standard out there for our good friends over in Missouri. There we go. Do you see how I just slopped that on? I'm not worried about slopping things on because my main objective here is to get it in there and just work it around. You'll know when you get what you're looking for. Okay, that's deep enough. That you're gonna. It depends on how dark and how much wash do you want in these areas. That's up to you. That is up to you. No, don't let anybody else tell you any different. Okay. And that's the fun of painting this type of technique, is it's really up to you how dark, how foreboding you want the creature, or maybe you kind of want, like I'm doing right here, kind of just getting this kind of greenish feel to it, right? Right? And you want to get your brush in there. You may need to use a thinner brush, like I'm not using, to get into some of these crevices. But I'm just gonna keep plugging along. I'll come back there, because I want to come back a little bit stronger. Look at that. Look at that. That's up to you. I can leave that there, or I can just keep working like I am. Keep working, looking around, looking for those white spots. Yeah, underneath the arm there. All right, right in here. Look at that. I mean, it's unique. All right. It's different. Oh, wow, look at this creature. Well, he really stands out. Why? Well, because it's a different color Sundrop. All right. It's a plant creature. It is a plant creature. And I wanted to give it a different type of feel. Heck, you can use blue, you can use green, whatever you want. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, Sundrop is supposed to be this type of color. No, it's what you envision. Open your mind, be creative, and have some fun. Yeah, you don't need a lot of... Listen, there's a lot of different things that you could do with all these kinds of things. All right? Heck, look at Kingdom Death Monster. Probably one of the greatest games ever, okay? But, wow, can you imagine Sundrop in that? You know, the models, the more detail, the better Sundrop looks on them. And what a fantastic job by Awakening Realms. Congratulations, fellas. You did a fantastic job here. These are beautiful models. Nothing to assemble. Comes all purty and ready to go, right? Now I'm taking my time. And look how many figures I've gotten done in 30 minutes. And that's me sitting here explaining, talking. I'm live. And I talked for the first 5 minutes. Hey, we come strong here, folks. We come strong here. All right, the dogs are going to lose their mind because the mailman is dropping off a bunch of packages. So, if you hear it barking, just let it go. It's just another day at Rob's Tabletop World. Just another day at Rob's Tabletop World. Now, this is just taking these simple washes. And you can get a bunch of them. Remember what I said. It's as dark or as light as you want. It's up to you. It's up to you. All right, let's go to the other camera. Boom. Oops. I got some of that on my mouse. That's all right. All right. It's as light and as dark as you want to make it, folks. Boom, 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 boom. Get it in there. Boom, 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 boom. Now I'll let this dry, and then I'll maybe go over it another coat. You can go over it in certain areas with brown to kind of pick some of that out. Whoops, 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 whoops. Again, what helps you here is priming it white. Oh, my dog's snapping. I told you. I told you. It's my girls. I really wish they would chew the mailman up. All right, there we go. Look at that. Would you apply a second coat of shade? Yes, I would. I would. I definitely would. All right. I'll let it dry and then go over it again. If I feel it depends on the model, how much depth there is inside it. How much what's the word I'm looking for? How much detail is there? Can I bring that out with more wash? Yes, I probably could. Now you see, if I just kind of go heavily over here, well, that kind of works, doesn't it? Right? Maybe I want to really kind of accentuate those inside parts. Well, I would just keep on piling the wash on and letting it get thicker and thicker in there. So again, boom. Let me. I'm looking at the camera here. Okay, there we go. I'm looking at the camera and I said, "Wow, that looks a little light there." Don't worry, I got this. All right, I got this. Okay, so we got everything here. All right, there we go. Right. It it really comes down to what do you want to do. All right, and don't think that you even have to like this is a darker color here. Okay, so let me just push this aside here. Okay, and then we got our boy here. Oh yeah, he looks, I like that a lot. Okay, the only thing I need to do is just touch this a hair. Hold on here, folks. So, and just come over that a little bit. There we go. Just come down this middle. See, this is where second coat really stands out. All right, it really, just over this main piece, this headpiece here. Sometimes you want to maybe make one thing a little bit darker than other things. Well, you go over a second coat on certain parts and not on other parts. Now you're starting to build a dimension, and that kind of works too. Let's take this guy for instance. Okay, different shades of brown kind of work. Okay, like now we'll take like a Reichland flesh shade. I think that'll be kind of fun. And instead of, and if you see little white areas, you can kind of just touch it up with that, with this. If you want to, you can kind of work this into certain areas, like I'm doing here. Maybe I put a little bit of this over the cape to kind of give a little different kind of different contrast. All right, it really depends on what you want to do, how you want to be creative. But now I'm going to take some of this, and instead of going with the black, I can use this flesh shade, which will work perfectly, to give a different contrast on the stone. See what I'm talking about? Okay, just give me a second here. Let me finish it up and then I'll show you how it looks. Boom, boom, boom. And, again, it's sun dropping the way you want it, all right? With little variances of colors that just do enough to just make it a different enough. See what I'm saying? All right, so let's do that. Let's do that. Just want to make sure that we got it all. All right. You could do the same thing here if you wanted to. You kind of go over this rock a little bit and just change that up a little bit. Let's change cameras. That's why we pay $9 million for different cameras on this cheap, unprofessional channel. All right. There we go. Now you change up the rock. All right. You do whatever you want. You can change the colors. You can do anything you want. Don't be limited. Do what you want with your own imagination. If you don't like what you're seeing, then change it up. Change it up. I wonder what that tree would look like if you did brown and then green. Well, probably be a little bit darker. But you see, that's the point I'm trying to make, VTP. You do what you want to do. Have you ever painted miniatures with ink, Rob? Yes. Yes, I have. And it does the same thing that you're seeing right here. All right, so there you go for the hydric type of looking thing. Change that up a little bit. Now maybe I just want to go over this dude a little bit more, okay? Because I want to bring him out a little bit more. Look at that. Look at that. There we go. There we go. All right. Come off his backhand and his back end. See, we let it dry, and then we come over with another coat, and now we get a little bit. Now we get a little bit more here. Now a little bit more depth. Now this is a lot more creepier than you thought, right? A lot more creepier than you thought. All right. All right. Let's see. Let's come back the other side here. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is, hopefully I can do this. I can kind of... There we go. All right. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of show you, go over. There you go. All right. I mean, do you see where we're going with this? I mean, do you see how this really just kind of stands up and everything? Isn't this a lot better than what you would pay ridiculous money for when you can do it yourself? And when it dries, it's going to look a heck of a lot better. Right? I mean, not bad, right? And how long did it take us? Less than 30 minutes. All right. Less than 30 minutes. I mean, there you have it, folks. Within an hour, I was able to... The stupid camera. Oh, the stupid camera. Okay. There. Stay there. So there you go. There you go. So, really, really simple. You can add different things here. Like if you want to come back with that dark brown over some of the parts of that tree thing. I mean, I can't see where you go wrong here, folks. I can't see where you go wrong here. All right? Really simple process. Okay? Get yourself washes, brushes, a nice cup to make sure you wash everything out. Make sure you wash out your brushes real well. Okay, when you're done. And boom, you're off and going. Are you going to do this with Descent minis? And did you prime them first? Yes, I did prime them first, Julian. Boy, I'll tell you, after what I've been through the last day and a half with that game, I don't even think I want to paint it. I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. But I'm going to save all that for my review. Ugh, I feel wasteful for paying for Sundrop now. Well, listen, here's the thing. You don't have to do it again. Okay? And this is why I did this. I wanted to show you. Primed with matte white first. Thank you, Indra. Primed with matte white first. We went over it and we took care of it. You're going to see another video at 11 o'clock today. Oh, matter of fact, it's live now. Check it out. It might be something that you like. We got a lot of different type of content coming up. We're going to have gameplay coming up real soon. A lot of stuff. That bad? Huh? Listen, I'm gonna put it to you this way. It's a game that doesn't know what it wants to be. That's all I'm gonna say. And some people are gonna love it, some people are not gonna like it, and some people are gonna be indifferent about it. And I really believe that. For me, I'm gonna see my video. This is listen, I don't do reviews, but this is the first time I'm going to do a review, and I'm putting a lot of time into it, more than I should. I'm going to put a lot of I'm going to state my case and why, okay, and I'm going to have facts to back it up. So I mean, you can go watch some of these Mickey Mouse guys, okay. But you know something? I wouldn't take any opinion. Okay? Decide for yourself. Listen, I have 17,000 people that follow me, okay? Or subscriptions, okay? The truth of it matters. My opinion still doesn't matter. Okay? There are people with 10,000, 12,000, 50,000. I wouldn't take anything that they say. I trust a guy that has 250, 270,000. You know, somebody that's played games for over 10 years and stuff like that. I think what Tom did was very good. I'm sorry, I'm just checking something because it beeped. I wanted to make sure my wife was okay. I trust what Tom says, but some kid that has 125 people that maybe played 4 games in his life and decides now all of a sudden he's a reviewer. No, he's just looking for your views. He's looking for your likes, so he can build up his channel. There's a bunch of guys that are doing that. Okay, all right. How many unboxings did you see last week? All right. How many unboxings did you see in the last week? Why? Because the app wasn't out. The app wasn't out. I wouldn't trust one review I see over this weekend. That means they played it and they just want to get a video up. I've seen one guy with 3 videos up already. No, I'm making one more Descent video and then I'm never making another one as far as I go. Okay? I know I'm going to disagree with you on Descent, but I'll watch it anyways. Christian, that's fine. Fine. That's fine. But I'm going to state my case and tell me if you'll tell me if I'm wrong. If you really enjoy the game, that's the best thing that can happen. If you really enjoy that game and it's a lot of fun for you, that's fantastic. I really think that's fantastic because that's the whole point of people making games, is so that people have wonderful experiences. Okay? But there's some things that I don't see this game. Listen, let me ask you this, Christian, and I'm going to say this in the video too. Would you say that game's better than Shadows of Brimstone? No, I don't think so. Would you say that game's better than Warhammer Quest 95? Because it does a couple things that from there. No, I wouldn't say that either. Okay. Would you say it's better than? Well, let's look at how many. Would you say it's better than Descent 2nd Edition? No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. So where does it fall? Is it better than the Madara? No. Is it better than 1st Edition Descent? No. No. As of right now, I say no. Chronicles of Drungor. Dungeon Universalis. Darklight Mora Morte, or whatever the heck it's called. No. None of those. Is it better than Alter Quest? I say they're about the same. Swords and Sorcery. About the same. So where does it fall? Kind of middle of the road. And like I just said, either people are going to love it, people are going to hate it, and there's no in between. But I've got a lot of points to make in that video. And I hope you'll watch it. Not because I want you to watch it so I can get more views and clicks and all that happy horse crap. I just want to give my opinion that doesn't mean anything, and then you make a decision yourself. You know, it really depends up to you. Okay, it really depends on you and what you like. There are people that are going to stand with it, and there's people that aren't going to stand with it, and then there are people going to be in the middle of the road. Is it sold out at Miniature Market yet, like all the other dungeon crawls did? They wouldn't even last a day. No, I talked to the guy this morning. They got hundreds of them, and they're not going. They're not moving. So here's what I'm going to do. Okay? Here's what I'm going to do. And to be honest with you, Kristen, I'm going to poke a hole in that right there. I like the app managed a lot and removes a lot of the fiddliness. It's never going to be a top 10 BGG, I think, but it's going to be popular with more casual gamers. Okay, I can see that, but I guarantee you watch that video and I'll poke a hole in it. And it's not because I'm going to say, oh, I'm going to show you. Listen, I don't care what Daniel from Dungeon Dive says, okay? I don't care for the guy, okay? He's been dirty. He's done a lot of dirty things. You know, and don't get me started on that, all right? And that's that. I don't care. I don't want to even see his name on this channel. All right. Usually I just delete things. You know, some things were said on Facebook about me, very cowardly because I don't have Facebook, and I'm going to leave it at that. Good for him. Let him go do what he has to do. Okay. And other than that, I just don't care. There you go. And I don't want to bring up half the things. I'm just going to let him live his life. He lets me live mine. And that's it. I don't want to hear my name out of his mouth again. That's all I can say. Why get it then? I got it to review it. I bought it to review it. I buy a lot of things to review, to bring to the table. People want to see it. People want to know about it. That's why I get it, Richard. That's why I get it. Yeah, price point is a big deal. Nah. You know something? I brought it in. I wasn't worried about the price point. Today I'll watch Rob's gaming table. He yesterday unboxed Descent. Then I'll make my opinion about the game. Today okay, so he's doing a live thing. All right, let's see what he thinks of it. I think he's a pretty good guy. I don't know him at all. I don't know too much about him. I don't watch him or anything like that. But you know, if people are going to do it live, that's fantastic, because now you get to see how it feels, not under the umbrella of whatchamacallit. You know, I think it might be better to play with my younger daughter. You know, it might be 4 or 6. But, you know, if I had to choose between Hero Quest and that for a younger kid, I'll take Hero Quest. The new Hero Quest. Both same price points. But I think both easier to play with younger kids. So, but, Descent has a big name for the... Let me ask you something, and I really want to... I really want you to think about it. Do you think this game would get as much heat as it's gotten if it was called Runebound Adventures? Do you think this game would get as much heat as it does if it was called Runebound Adventures? Because I don't think it would get that kind of heat. Okay? But because you put the Descent name on it and then you said it's not Descent 3, right then and there, what kind of message are you sending? Yeah, oh, have that coming too? Huh? Descent has a big name for the genre and it does not sell, then that should be a red flag itself. What are you trying to say, Julian? I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, have that come. Okay, I got you. Okay, gotcha. Nope, calling it Descent was a risky move indeed. I think it would be better received if it was, because people, you got to remember, there are a lot of rabid Descent fans out there, okay? And it's understandable. And honestly, I think because you named it and then you took it away, you know, you named it and then you said, well, no, it's not. And then you stopped production on second edition. Now everybody looks to this as, okay, this is the future of Descent. Well, that's not fair to the game. It really isn't. Let's be honest. But if you named it something totally else, okay? Geez, you could have named it after the world, you know, Roombound or tear off adventures, or you know, whatever you would have called it, it would have been, I think it would have been a lot better received. Okay, I still don't think it would be where it is, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, because I got like 7 different things that I can show you, and I will show you, and I'll prove it. Just watch the thing. And the other thing, I want to go back to the Daniel thing. Daniel and I have to talk. We really do at some point, because I've heard some really nasty things that were said about some of the videos that I said that I've done. Okay, and I don't bother the guy. I didn't think he was a bad guy, but I hope one day that he'll reach out. We'll see. And I was actually sent a lot of things. I don't want to make this toxic, but I also want to make sure that I say to you guys, and you understand why I'm a little, you know, because I always say what I think. It's plain and simple. Fantasy Flight was my favorite publisher years ago, but I don't get any of the games since Star Wars Rebellion, I think. You know, I want to hope that this in-flight report that they have coming up, they have a lot of surprises, and that we kind of change our mind about that, because it is a legendary company. I would not get that. I would not get the same heat. I would not get the same heat, but they canceled 2nd edition and brought this out, refusing to call it 3rd edition. Exactly my point. It's getting such high expectations because of the name, and that's the problem. That's the problem. The high expectations because the name. You named it anything else, I think people would have been a little open-minded with it. You know, I reviewed a game not too long ago, Destinies. Okay? I played it. I really liked it. The story was really, really, really good. But I played it like 4 or 5, 6 times. And I kind of have a different look at it now. And again, I will point that out in this review. There's a bunch of things that you have to understand. I really like their LCGs. Well, a lot of the licenses are going on that, Christian. And this Atomic Mass. What happens when Fantasy Flight disappears and Atomic Mass takes over and becomes what was once Fantasy Flight? And let me ask you another question. Is this game... Now, I've only played with it for about 4 or 5 hours. Okay? And that's after an hour and a half of assembly. Are we talking about this game a year and a half from now? The way we talk about you know, a Kingdom Death Monster, Shadows of Brimstone. You know, people, you know, have their fiddly thing about that. Descent 2nd edition. How long has that been around? We're still talking about that game. Warhammer Quest 1995. We're still talking about that game. Do you think we'll be talking about Descent, Legends of the Dark, 3rd edition, whatever you want to call it? Or you think we'll be talking about it 2 years from now? Because, boy, I'm going to pull up some glaring comparisons. And I think you're going to see some things. Maybe it'll open your eyes, or maybe you'll have a counterpoint for me. That's the whole point of me just giving my opinion, because it isn't worth anything. And then you giving your counterpoint and seeing where we can maybe come up with a middle. You know, it's like when people tell stories, okay? You have one side that tells a story, one side tells the same story about the same object. Somewhere in the middle, that's where the truth lies. Somewhere in the middle, that's where the truth lies. Let's see what happens. Fantasy Flight games are making good moves lately, like with Arkham Horror LCG box changes. I agree with that. Clint, hello. I wish they would have given more review copies and early access to the app for Descent. Tom's video was the only one out before release. I'm going to give it a try and see what I think. That's the same thing I'm doing, Jacob. That's the same thing I'm doing. That's why I'm only streaming for a little while today, because I really want to give this game a try and maybe change my decision on it. Okay? But right now, after everything I've done, and there was a couple things, I was laying in bed, and pretty much I was able to play the game without all the moving things around and stuff like that. I was like, okay, well, there's a couple monsters here. What if I moved over here to this token? Oh, it exposes all this. All right, cool. I'll just take turns with these guys. Okay. You know, I had the dice. I actually had the dice by the side of the bed. I was like rolling them, and I'm going, okay, we can do this, we can do that. Yeah, you know, I could have added different things with cards and all that other stuff and everything like that. But everything's kind of focused on the app. We're going to talk about it. We really are. I'm talking more than I want to about it right now, because again, I really want to take the time. And you know, everybody's rushing to get all these videos out. I'm not going to rush. I'm going to take my time. If my video gets views, that's great. If they don't, it doesn't matter. That's not what this channel's about. Wait, the game requires an app and 90 minutes for setup? What are you talking about? Hour and a half to put all the stuff together. Once you put it together, it stays together. Just wait until Oathsworn drops. Oh, I can't wait for that game. 90 minutes is one-time assembly of the terrain. Thank you, Infra. Yeah, it takes you about 90 minutes to set up the terrain. One time, put it all together. It really takes some doing. It's a pain in the neck. It really, really is. And I got 2 copies because I promised somebody that I would paint it for them. So I'm going to paint up those figures for them. It's somebody that's very, very sick, and I promised him I would do that for him. And this is a game that I think would work very well for them. You know, app-driven type of thing. You know, when you're hurting real bad. I think this game has some benefits. I want to be honest with you. It does some things really well, and it does some things really, really bad. The app is free, but if they add more story on it, do they charge you $10 more just to play with the same type of terrain? Because I thought about that too. I go, wow, what happens when they want to add more story? Are you going to have to pay for that on top of the $175, $140 that you pay? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. But you can look at it, oh, well, I went and paid $30 or $50 for an expansion for Shadows of Brimstone. Well, you're getting different figures and different terrain. And this is Act 1. So this game could scale in price, which is fine. Would I pay $10 for more story? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Click the button. Pay. Boom. Oh, these things are drying very nicely while we're talking. I hesitate between Oathsworn and Aeon Trespass Odyssey. I've decided on Aeon Trespass. Can't wait to play it. All right, Christian. I'm looking forward to taking a look at it. Mansions of Madness has an app purchase for new scenarios. Yes, it does. But it wasn't $140 for the original box set, was it? What are your thoughts on the quality of the minis? From the videos, they look better than past FFG games. Yeah, they're nice. They're not GW quality, but they're good, solid miniatures. Good, solid. Okay, very, very, very good, solid miniatures, and I'm, you know, they would be fun to paint. I'm gonna hold off until I play this more. I'm not rushing videos out there. I don't care. I want to make one more Descent video, and I don't ever want to talk about this again. I really don't. I really, really don't. Pete, what's up, bro? I think I want to end it at that, and then that's it. What are we at? An hour and 9 minutes. Holy cow, boy, I'm talking today, huh? All right. I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to put these up on Instagram. I'm going to put these up on also I was going to say Twitch. Twitter, tweet it. Really, really good, solid game, Tainted Grail. I got a lot of things that we have to cover, and we're going to have a great time doing it. That's for doggone sure. Well, the Queen was away today, and I wanted to do this. And I probably said more than I should have, especially about talking about Descent. I didn't want to. I don't want to talk about it until I really have a fantastic feel of it. Like I said, I spent about 4.5 hours last night. Going to spend another 3-4 hours while the Queen's away. Tomorrow I'm going to spend about 2. Monday I'm going to spend most of the day with it. And then Tuesday, by then I think I will really have a good feel and give you my honest opinions. If I say this game is good, I told you, I'd be chewing on some shoelaces. All right, I'll put my shoe right in my mouth. All right, and I'm not afraid to do that because I've made mistakes before. But if I just feel this is mediocre at best, I'm not chewing on anything. It's what I thought it would be. It's what was presented and kind of disappointing and confusing. But we'll see. I'm still open-minded about it. But I've already found some big holes. I'm just telling you. And I'm going to prove it to you. And I'm going to show it to you. And listen, there's going to be people that love this. And there's people that aren't going to love it. It's plain and simple. Okay, GW has upped their game with the recent release. Dominion box set has some serious impressive minis. Oh, Abyss, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I have one here. I just late pledged for SS Vanguard because I love Tainted Grail and Mass Effect. I'm probably going to get SS Vanguard secondary market like I normally do. I'm going to hold out until I see more about it. I want to see more videos on it. And we'll go from there. How's that? All right. Again, thank you all so much for watching this. We'll take one more peek at these guys. All right. And you can see they're drying very, very nicely. Like I said, different little color things that you do. You can do different little variances and make them all kind of cool. Right. Thanks for the live painting, Rob. Take care. And Christian, thanks, for really saying, you kind of started the steamroll there by saying, oh, I'm going to disagree with you. It's not bad to disagree with anybody. It really isn't. Okay? And I think that's a good thing. I like it when people maybe have a different view than I do and maybe make me see things a little bit different. See, I got to fix that up. But you can see these really, adding different colors and doing different things, you really bring out a lot of cool stuff with it. And I want to say I really enjoy it. I don't go, oh, well, you don't agree with me, that's the end of the world. No, because my opinion doesn't mean nothing. It doesn't mean anything, okay? And what you all think, and we all have input, we come up, like I said, with that middle of the road conclusion. I may believe something here, you may believe something here, there may be somebody here, and then we all formulate into this one ball, and then we get the pros, the cons, and the in-betweens, and that is where you truly get a true review. You listen to the people that hate it, you listen to the people that love it, and you take those two things and you find which one's going to work for you. Like I said, the jury's still out. Jury's still out on a lot of people, like we mentioned earlier. Okay? And this game, and I'm going to give it every fair shot. I'm not going to just be throwing it up for views and likes. No. I'm not going to be streaming it for views and likes. Okay? What I'm going to do is really give this a real good, passionate look, because you're taking a big name like Descent, and when you take that, a lot of people are very sensitive towards it, and understandably so. You're taking someone's childhood and things like that, and you're messing with that legacy. People take it personally. They hurt. And I think that's the truth there. All right, listen. I love you all. Be good. Have a wonderful day. And until next time, it's your old pal Rob, and we will definitely see you soon. Smash that like button on the way out. And thank you again for staying with me. And we'll see you Monday. I think Monday we got Shadows of Brimstone. Monday or Tuesday. I'm not too sure. We'll figure it out. We'll get it all together. Depends how long it takes me with this whole Descent thing. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And until next time, we'll see you soon.